In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Khan Academy assignments. So to do that, I'm going to go into Login up here. You do not want to use your Continue with Google for Khan ever because it's not going to get you where you need to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my sample student, George Tester. For most students, the password is capital F, flex, L-E-X, 345 exclamation point. Okay, and that's going to get me to my student home page that looks like this. Now, Khan does change things pretty frequently. So if this isn't what you end up seeing when you get there, that's okay, because they always have this courses tab up here. And for now, they have your options over here on the left. In the past, sometimes it's been up here at the top. So just look for wherever your dashboard is to be able to navigate. So you'll see that this student already has their third grade course mastery here and hasn't gotten very far, just started out. And over here on the side, it says assignments. So I can click on assignments. And this is the first third grade assignment for the class year. So you'll see there are quite a few assignments on here, and that's because this is a week worth of assignments. This is pretty similar to what you'll see each week. Mrs. Lewis has been doing this with the upper grade students, and this amount of work has been working out very well, toggling with the mission so that they have time to do the mission as well. So your job every day is to go ahead to get into your account, find your assignments, and then just start working from top to bottom. It is important that you go in order. You'll notice that you've got your quiz at the bottom here, and it builds to that quiz. So there are several different types of things in the assignments. Some are videos, some are articles, which are basically written lessons, and some are assignments with the occasional quiz for what has come before. So let's say you start out, I'm going to go ahead and click in here, which I believe is a video. Yep. So it's a video here, and you watch the video and it gives you credit for
Mike isn't sure how to add
doing
189 plus 608. Help Mike by choosing an addition problem that is the same as 189 plus 608.
So let's say you start watching your video and you realize, I know how to do this. You're looking at the topics and you think, I totally know how to do this. You always have the option to go down to the quiz. Now, there isn't always a quiz every week, and we'll talk about that. But if there is, you can go ahead to the quiz and you can challenge the content by taking the quiz. And if you get a 90 or better, then you do not need to do the work above. Now, with that said, the vast majority of students, the vast majority of times, will be completing the assignments as given. This is just on the rare occasion that you have, especially at the beginning of the school year, a lot of times there's content that is stuff that you already know, and so I don't want to waste your time. Now, if you get less than a 90%, then you're going to go back and you're going to work on these assignments, and then you'll go back and you can retake the assignments, you can retake the quizzes in order to get higher scores. If you get a 75 or less, actually I think it's below 75, it does not count as having completed that assignment. So you need to make sure that if you get below a 75, you retake it so that it will give you credit. It's important to remember with these assignments, just like in your mission, that this is your math teacher for the day and for the week. And so the goal is not to see how many videos and assignments you can skip. The goal is to get to a comfortable learning level for you for each subject topic that comes up, and to be learning new material. So every time you watch a video, it counts toward your percentage. Every time you do an assignment, it counts toward your percentage. Please don't try to rush through this. That is not the purpose. The purpose is to learn new things, and to practice the things that maybe you already know how to do, but you need some more practice, more exposure to get better at it. Okay, let's go ahead and click into a practice set so you can see what that looks like. This would be after I watched the video. And here I have some problems that I'm going to go ahead and solve. So you can see this looks very similar to the mission. It tells you how many problems you're going to do. You're going to check here when you choose an answer. So let's see, I'm going to just go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to look at my hundreds place. 500 plus 300 is right here. And then I've got my tens place, 20 plus 70 is right here. And then my ones place, 5 plus 9 is right here. So I'm going to choose this answer. And I'm going to check it, and I see that it's right. And then I'm going to go to the next question, and so on. The assignment will be complete when all of those bubbles are filled in. And then once you go to the summary, it will show you what your percentage was. Now you can see on the side here as well, I can go ahead and click into different places. So let's say I need to look at that video again. I can go ahead and click in there and take a look at that. If I want to go back to my home page, I can go right up to my name and click on Learner Home. That's going to take me right back to my launch page. And I can go right back over here to assignments. And that's going to get me back to the beginning. All right, so let's say I have finished my assignments for the week. Now, a note about that, this is very likely going to take you more than the first day in order to complete these assignments for the week. That's okay. So you set your external timer, not the con timer, your kitchen timer, whatever, for your 50 minutes. Break up the session if you want to, that's fine, as long as you finished your 50 minutes for the day, and work in here until all of these assignments are finished for the week. Once that's done, then you're going to go into your mission, which is right over here. You can click on mission, and you can see that the student's mission is 3rd grade. Now your mission might be 4th grade, even as a 3rd grader. If you are midway into the year and you've already finished your 3rd grade mission, that's fine. You can go ahead into the mission that you've been assigned by me. If for some reason you have difficulty finding your mission over here, you can always access your mission the way that I shared in the last video, where you go to courses, you choose your grade level, and then you click here to work in the 3rd grade mission, and it'll go ahead and give it to you. Okay, a note about the quizzes. If you get below an 80 on the quiz, you need to retake that quiz. You might need to go back and revisit some of the assignments just to get some extra practice, and then go back and retake that quiz. Now, let's say you've been working on something and it's just really tripping you up, and it takes you longer than the week to finish your week's assignments. No problem, it will disappear after that due date, but just know that you're not going to get a slap on the hand from me. If it's happening on a regular basis, and I do check this regularly, then I might be talking with you a little bit to see if we need to adjust some things. But once it's past due, like let's say you still have some assignments after August 30th, it's not going to show here when you click assignments. It'll be blank, or it will have the next group of assignments. But what you need to do is click right here on past. There's nothing there right now, but if it was past due, it would show up here. So let's say you didn't finish your assignments for the week for whatever reason, and they are here in the past due. Please do not move forward with the new week's assignments until you have completed all the past due assignments. And as I said, if you're feeling like, oh my goodness, this is overwhelming, I'm stressed out, we don't want that. So reach out early and often if that is happening. Another thing that I want to emphasize about all of your con work, not just your assignments, but also what's happening in the mission, is that you need to be doing your work on paper, not just in your head. Now, occasionally there is something that is really, really easy. You know absolutely for sure that it's right and you can do it quickly. That's fine to do in your head. But for the vast majority of the tasks that you're going to be doing this year, you need to use paper. So in your math journal, whatever it is that you're using for your math journal, you should have 2 sections. You should have the section for your math journal where you're actually doing your vocabulary and showing in detail how you solved 2 problems from the day. And by the way, you are welcome to use an assignment problem for that, or for both. And then you need a separate section that is your scratch paper, and you need to be using that scratch paper. And moms and dads, parent educators, you need to be enforcing that they are doing their work on paper. Just because the delivery system is online does not mean that they get to do it without writing it down. Math needs to be done written down. So that is the expectation. I am going to be looking for your scratch paper in addition to your journal writing at every conference to make sure that that's happening. A lot of times what I find is that students and parents are saying, Khan Academy isn't working for my student. They're not making good progress. They're frustrated. And a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times that's because the work is being done in the head and not being done on paper. And so when a mistake is made, there's no way to go back and see where that mistake is happening. And so it continues to happen. When you do your work on paper, if you make a mistake, you can find your mistake and you can learn from it. And that is the point of why we do our math, is learning from our mistakes. That's how we grow as math students. The last thing that I want to say about this new way of doing Khan Academy is that both doing your assignments and doing your mission count toward the same goal. It all counts toward mastery of the grade level content. It's two paths to the same end. So it will count, your percentage will go up by doing the assignments. It won't possibly go up as quickly as if you were working completely within the mission all of the time. But remember that I'm looking at both. And the assignments that I'm giving you, ultimately by the end of the school year, if all of them are completed with 80% or better on the assignments and 90% or better on the quizzes, you will have mastered your grade level content, whether that mission percentage is at 90% or higher or not. Mrs. Lewis has found that in general, most students do complete both very comfortably by the end of the school year. But the priority is the assignments. That is the first go-to at the beginning of each week until it's finished. And just don't panic if your mission percentage isn't going up as quickly as you are used to. That's okay. I'm taking those things into consideration. I'm looking at your assignment completion, I'm looking at your time on task, and I'm looking at your mission percentage. And we will use all three of those things to evaluate if you're on track or not. And then we will individualize as needed. That's the great thing about Khan Academy, is that we can individualize for different students. Another thing that I want to say, if you are having trouble with the videos, if the videos don't seem to be helping you or as engaging as you might like, there's another wonderful website that our students typically really get a lot out of called mathantics.com, and I want to show you that. This is always my first go-to suggestion when families come to me and say that Khan Academy is a struggle. Mathantics.com is a free site. They do not have all of the content that's covered in Khan, but they have a lot of it. So let's say you're working on place value and the video just is not doing it for you. You can come here, you can find place value, and it's very easy to find things. We've got our arithmetic topics, we've got our fraction topics. Should be switching. There we go. We've got our geometry topics, and then for fifth graders, percentages, they get into that a little bit. But what you do is you just find whatever you're working on, you click on that video, it is free, watch the video, then go back to Khan and complete the exercises. Many students find these videos really entertaining and really helpful. So please give it a try if you're needing a supplement to the Khan Academy videos. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you feel like you have a good handle on how you're going to be doing Khan Academy this year. And just remember, feel free to email me. I expect that at the beginning of the year that I'm going to be answering lots of questions, helping everybody get on track. And then also remember that once that learning curve is done, you're good for a really long time. So give yourself some grace. Know that this is a process and you're going to figure it out as you go. And just enjoy. This is going to be a really great year for you to grow as a math student. And I'm excited to go on this journey with you. Thanks so much.